Thank you, Sarah. At this time, I'd like to move to the items that are on the agenda. The first item being the election of the chair of the Hecap board.
I nominate Robert Mujica as chair of the board.
I second the nomination.
Hearing a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. The next item on the agenda is the approval of the minutes from the June 27th, 2018 meeting. Do we have any comments or corrections to the minutes?
No.
Hearing none, I ask for a motion to approve the minutes.
So moved.
Second.
Okay. At this time, I'd like Ms. Richards to provide us with the status update on the previous awarded grants and a summary of the applications that we've received for the third round of grant applications.
Okay, thank you.
Sarah?
I'll go through this briefly. We've had a number of rounds now. Competitive round 1, those grants were awarded on February 4th, 2016 for projects to be completed between April 1, 2014 and March 31st, 2017. Of those, 15 out of the 29 institutions awarded have executed grant disbursement agreements. Those total $15.9 million. 14 of those have been fully paid out. The remaining active ones are in process with the requisitions. Competitive round 2, those grants were awarded June 27th, 2018 for projects to be completed between August 1st, 2017 and August 1, 2020. We had 39 institutions from that round that were awarded grants. We are currently working with those grantees to execute their grant disbursement agreements and move forward to the requisition process. For the current round that we're primarily here for today, the request for grant applications was issued on October 31st, 2018. And as the members may recall, we took some steps in this competitive round to encourage participation and award the maximum number of grants for a variety of projects. Those were for projects to be completed between August 1st, 2018 and August 1st, 2021. Applications were due February 8th, 2019. We had 41 applications totaling approximately $26.3 million. And DASNY reviewed those in a manner consistent with the prior rounds. We had 5 DASNY staff members, 4 in our grants unit and 1 in our public finance and portfolio monitoring group, review those applications. Those that scored 70 or above were awarded grants, and as the members recall, 70 was determined to be the passing score, so all who received a passing score did receive a grant award. $21.5 million worth of grants did receive a passing score. We had 1 applicant whose priorities changed after the submission date, so they did withdraw from the process. So that results in 35 awards that are before you today for approval.
Do we have any questions on the prior awards or the status of the current grants?
No.
Okay. Then the next item of business is a resolution to award the Hecap grants for the institutions set forth in the resolutions before the members. Do we have any questions on that resolution?
No.
Okay.
No.
So hearing none, if I have a motion to approve the resolution.
So moved.
Second.
So we have a motion and a second. So at this time, I'd like Ms. Richards to provide us with a summary of the process of the 4th competitive request for grant applications.
Okay, thank you. We, again, consistent with our prior round, we have looked at the funding levels. We have broadened the funding, the grant funding levels for this round in order to reach the maximum number of institutions, large and small. We've increased the top grant amount. Last time it was $1 million. At this point, we're anticipating it'll be higher than that, up to $5 million. We plan to have multiple webinars throughout the process before the applications are due to help grantees understand how to apply effectively for a HECAP grant award. As the members recall, we have the same statutory criteria. It's economic development on the campus and the area surrounding the campus, an increase in programmatic offerings at the college or university, and or improvements to student life. So within that broad description, there are a number of projects that could fit within those. We're hoping to reach a variety of large and small institutions to help them with their capital needs. At this point in time, it's anticipated that the request for grant applications will be released sometime in the mid to late fall for projects that will begin in August of this year. We're not anticipating any major changes to the request for grant applications. We anticipate that will be substantively the same as in the prior rounds. And again, we will have, with the advent of technology and sophistication moving forward, we will have multiple webinars, opportunities for questions to be asked during the competitive process so that we can respond to the grantees. Once the applications are submitted, DASNY staff will review those applications, looking for compliance with the statutory criteria, looking for the ability of the institutions to fund their match component. Those will be the primary features that we are looking for in this round. In the past, as the members may recall, we had additional scoring categories. After looking at the applications in the prior rounds in an effort, again, to make increased maximum participation, some of those reviews have been deferred to the later stage after award. So we do, the request for grant applications was written in a way that should be very inclusive for all types of projects, all types of institutions, and we will be looking to complete our reviews within, typically we give ourselves 2 months to get through them all. So, we're looking at, release of that late fall and probably awards at the beginning of next year.
Sarah, what's the
One
total
question.
dollar value of the next grant? I'm sorry.
We're looking at this point in time, which could fluctuate depending on if there are any withdrawals, approximately $65 million, which would take into account the additional $30 million that was awarded this year.
Assemblyman Glick, you had a question?
Yeah, what's the participation in the webinars? It seems like there were, over time, a number of institutions who withdrew largely on the issue of prevailing wage. So are they not getting the message?
Yeah, a lot of institutions, the private colleges and universities, have not been accustomed to paying prevailing wage. So we will have an additional webinar focused solely on that component so that they do understand the need to comply with that provision. The participation has been, fairly good, I would say, with respect to the webinars, and part of the reason why there's a later release of this request for grant applications is so that institutions do not proceed with a project not paying prevailing wage and get so far into it and apply for that project that come the end only to find out that they have not complied with the statutory provisions. So we will get on organizing those webinars and holding them very soon so that at the outset, before the projects begin, everyone is informed of the need to comply with MWBE and prevailing wage.
Thank you.
So just on the prevailing wage issue, have there been projects that they have either withdrawn or just decided they're not going to compete because of the prevailing wage issue? And is it statewide or is it just certain parts of the state?
We have had ones withdraw from throughout the state. There is a trend for more upstate institutions having difficulty complying with that requirement.
And you said that the minimum or the maximum award was going from $1 million to $5 million. What's the rationale for increasing from $1 million to $5 million?
We do have significantly more funds this round. We have had institutions apply with larger projects that could make use of those funds, and larger institutions that have the ability to meet that match requirement.
Okay.
So,
Any other questions?
No.
All right, so the next item of business is for us to adopt the resolution for the fourth request for grant applications and that process. So if there's no questions regarding this resolution, move for a motion to adopt the resolution.
So moved.
Second.
All right. Moved and second, so this concludes the new business before the board. Do we have any other business that any member would like to bring up before the board today?
No.
Hearing none, I'd like to thank the DASNY staff and those who've been doing all the work to date. As a result of today's meeting, they will be making some minor adjustments to the next HE grant application requests for the fourth round, and they'll be posting those changes shortly. So, hearing no further business, I make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
So moved.
Second.